Well, it seems Susan is back at it in regards to me. Well, actually, I take that back. She's been back at it, but I just haven't had the time to make a video and address it. So, here I am. If you don't know who Susan Shick is, she is the woman on the left. She is a government official because she is the legislative assistant for my delegate, Bill Wiley. Her and I have had a rocky few months, maybe even a year. I've done some videos on her. She is a repeat offender in violating my rights. I mean, and I have to presume she violates other people's as well. I mean, because she is very brazen about doing it. And, you know, we're going to go over a Facebook post that she made that I think she directed part of it to me. We're going to go over some comments that I made at my delegate Bill Wiley's Facebook page and what happened with that. And then some pictures, and that's pretty much it. So, as most of you probably should know, when you're a government official, you have to follow the Constitution. You cannot violate the people's rights. Or if you do, you run the risk of getting sued for it. And I mean, that's where we're at right now. Part of me wants to feel bad for Bill Wiley. However, all my attempts to let him know what's going on, to fix what's going on, he hasn't done anything about it. So I have to presume he is complicit in what Susan Shick has been engaging in. So, you know, when they get back from Richmond, I think it's time that a lawsuit gets filed. And, you know, I don't want to sue, but if they would have just fixed what we're going to talk about today and let me know that it's all good, it's not going to happen again, I wouldn't be suing them. And if they're confident that they think they could beat a lawsuit, bless their hearts, bless them. So let's talk about this photo. I think this photo is important because it has the woman, Priscilla Bolito with the blonde hair, who tried to maliciously prosecute me. She tried to get criminal charges against me in a protective order. Now, I refer to Priscilla Bolito as Perjury Priscilla because that's what she did. She committed perjury. She lied in order to get charges against me in a protective order. She lost all those. And then since then, I mean, she's, I think, been laying really low. But to the right of Priscilla is her friend Jennifer Adams. I mean, all three of these women are friends. They're all crooked. They're all slimy. They're vindictive. They're liars. So I think they are picking up where Priscilla left off. They're still upset. I mean, I remember seeing a post from one of them talking about being upset that I had people there to support me in court. They were upset thinking none of these people have anything to do with it. I mean, any member of the public could have come in there, but they looked like clowns, and they still do. So let's move on. So a while back ago, Susan made this post, and I'm going to read it. Hashtag stop the nonsense. Don't mistake where I stand because I work in silence. I watch. I listen. I didn't just start voting last year and decide to jump on a bandwagon. I've put in sweat, hard work, and tears fighting for what's best for my children's future and yours. Don't just say you're conservative and expect myself or those in my community or district to believe you. Just call me the algebra teacher because I'm going to expect you to show your work. Hashtag don't play games in my backyard. Hashtag Second Amendment rights. Hashtag Patriots Unite. And then it says, a politician thinks about the next election. A patriot thinks about the next up to generation. Okay. Let's go over her first. Hashtag stop the nonsense. I wish she could absolutely stop the nonsense. She's perpetuating it. So Why she expects it to stop when she's perpetuating it is beyond comprehension. She says, don't mistake where I stand because I work in silence. You know, I don't know Susan to be a silent person. I think she's quite the opposite. She can't bite her tongue if she wanted to. She can't stand not talking about stuff. The last thing she is silent. This next part is what I think she's referring to me. It says, I didn't just start voting last year and decide to jump on a bandwagon. Well, I just started voting last year because I was upset with all the COVID stuff and I wanted a change. I've always hated politics. I really have. Never got involved in it. But then when we had, that Democrat governor who was putting the mask mandates out there and just everything else, I was fed up. I wanted to vote somebody who at least said that they weren't going to do that. They were going to fix things. I don't see why that's bad. I mean, Susan Shick is basically like trash talking anybody who gets upset and just starts to get involved. Why is that bad? She must think that she has seniority and everyone else is beneath her if they're just getting involved. I mean, she should be praising and congratulating someone like, thank you, you got upset, you're ready to get involved and make a change. That's a good thing, but not with Susan Shick. She's got to talk down to people, and then a next post will be like, I love Jesus or something. She says, I put in sweat, hard work, and tears fighting for what's best for my children's future and yours. I don't really know what she's accomplished. I don't think I've ever seen her like fighting for anything. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, the only thing she's got is that she is a legislative assistant to a delegate. I mean, that's it. I don't see what she's doing aside from that. I mean, trash talking Bill Wiley's constituents and violating their rights, that I see. She goes on, don't just say you're conservative and expect myself or those in my community or district to believe you. It's interesting to me that she thinks anybody who classifies as any spectrum of politics has anything to prove to her. Well, who cares what you believe, Susan? I don't care, and I'm sure most other people don't care what you think either. What is crazy to me is that this woman thinks that she's owed you to prove yourself to her. I think it's the other way around. I think Susan Shick needs to prove herself to the people because she's looking like Mickey Mouse. Let's keep going. She says, just call me the algebra teacher because I'm going to expect you to show your work. I mean, that's so corny, first of all, but I mean, who are you to expect or even demand anything? I'm going to expect you, Susan, to show your emails, your work emails, your delegate, legislative assistant emails pertaining to me. Little Miss Transparency that you claim to be, but you don't want to fork over anything that is going to incriminate you. I mean, come on now. I expect things from you, and I can demand them from you because you are a government official. Everybody else to you is a member of the public. They owe you nothing. Don't play games in my backyard. Second Amendment rights. Patriots unite. This one is so corny. Politician thinks about the next election. A patriot thinks about the next generation. I don't think she really thinks about anything. For a woman with a forehead the size of hers, you'd think that she'd have a brain to fill it up, but I don't think there's any brain in there. All right. Here is Bill Wiley for House of Delegates Facebook page that there was a post, and I thought this was important to talk about because this is literally against the law, what Susan Shick has done. And Susan Shick maintains and she manages Bill Wiley's delegate Facebook account. So now she wants to blame all this stuff on Facebook, and what we're going to go over is proof Facebook does not have anything to do with this. So on that post, I said, hey, Bill, Susan sucks. Fire her. Presumably Susan Shick on Bill Wiley's delegate page. Now, I say presumably Susan Shick because I don't know who else it would be, but I honestly don't think Bill would have said this. It says, this appears to be a troll account. I respond, nope, a constituent of Bill Wiley who should immediately fire Susan Shick. And then I put the link to the video where she wanted to have me arrested. So then I go and I look later, and Della DeHaven has a comment there, but mine's gone. You know, this is what I said, and it's gone. So I'm like, oh, okay, hold on a minute. Now, I did send Bill Wiley an email. Hold on, let me see if I can get to it, and I'll read it to you. Okay, I said, Mr. Wiley, at this point, it seems Susan is intentionally hiding my criticisms on your delegate page. That is breaking the law. I have no problem suing you while you are trying to run a campaign. Is that really the route you want to go? If you're not going to put your dog on a leash, then that is exactly what's going to end up happening. I want my comments unhidden immediately, if you want to mitigate damages. This last little paragraph, I'll read it to you, but I'm going to be talking about that another day. I said, additionally, it seems that my mother's identity from an email she sent to you in the past has led to Susan Shick telling other people what her name is in an attempt to harass her. Is that how you conduct business? Is that how you treat constituents? Not good, Billy. So then, I check the page, and my comments are back up. So I made a comment. Looks like Bill Wiley made Susan unhide my comment. Good job, Bill. Now fire Susan. She's vindictive and spiteful, attacking your constituents and not supporting the Constitution. Then I check again, and Susan Shick commented, but if you notice my initial comments there, and then there's Bill Wiley's comment saying this seems to be a troll account. But my other two comments are hidden again, which are these two comments are now hidden. So I was just going to point out, Facebook is not doing this. This is manually done by presumably Susan Shick. I mean, it's Susan Shick. I know it is. Facebook is not going to hide, then unhide, and then hide, and then unhide some. That's not what's going on here. I did put in a FOIA request. Let me see if I can get to that, and I'll read it to you. Now, I guarantee you Bill Wiley's going to break the law and not fulfill my FOIA request, because he's not going to fork over anything incriminating. If he does, I think he'd be doing the right thing. At this point, I think he needs to sever ties with Susan, because she is going to take him down with her. So my FOIA request says, I am FOIA requesting a screen capture of the page management history located in the settings of your Facebook page, Bill Wiley for House of Delegates. Additionally, I am FOIA requesting a screen capture of the page roles located in the settings of your Facebook page, Bill Wiley for House of Delegates. So all the actions that the admins are taking should be memorialized in the page management history, unless Susan Shick starts deleting records. And the page roles will show all the admins. And online it's showing that there are 3 admins. So, all right. And then, after all this, my comments on here, this initial comment, is now hidden all over again. So, just in case anybody had any doubts, this is not legal. They're not supposed to do this. I mean, they can, but like I already said, you run the risk of getting sued. So, I mean, we have serious issues here, because even if they wanted to pull this off, they would have had to follow procedural due process. But my comments don't violate anything, so they wouldn't be able to get away with that either. At this point, I think it's just, it has to happen. I have to file a lawsuit against them. Somebody has to make these people accountable. Now, if they want to try and do the right thing before we get to that point, I'm all for it. Unhide my comments. It's as easy as that. Listen, I don't want to waste the taxpayers' dollars. I have given these people so many opportunities to do the right thing that at some point it's like beating a dead horse. I have emails upon emails of me reaching out to Bill Wiley to fix this, and he's not doing anything. Now, here's one thing that I considered. What if Susan Shick maintains his email account? Like, sure, he probably has access to it, but what if Susan Shick is getting my emails and then intentionally hiding them from Bill Wiley? I don't know. So I sent him a text, I think it was yesterday, and I said, yeah, it was yesterday. I said, Bill, I want to make sure you have received my emails about Susan continuing to censor my comments on your delegate Facebook page. I have given you ample opportunities to do the right thing, and you seem to be ignoring me. I am at the point now that we are absolutely going to litigate this. I have a solid case here of civil rights violations, blah, 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 blah. If you want to avoid litigation, let me know when all of my comments made on your delegate page have been unhidden. No response. Surprise, surprise. So this is another comment that I made. It's extremely creepy that Susan Shick makes these Facebook posts pretending to be Bill wishing his wife a happy Valentine's Day. I mean, I do think it's weird. Now, by the way, all of my comments currently are hidden. It's automatic hidden. I can go and I can comment right now. And the only way you are going to see my comment is if we are friends on Facebook. But someone who's not Facebook friends with me is going to see that there's a comment missing. And it's immediate now. So she has a permanent hide on my account. Again, Facebook's not going to do that on their own. But I said this because it is creepy to me that she makes these weird posts. Like, she's the one who's doing these posts. I mean, I didn't take a screenshot of the post itself and what the comment or the status was. But I don't think Bill Wiley's going to be using a bunch of emojis. It's just, you know, whatever. So that's hidden. This other thing that I wanted to show was, you know, just, it's Priscilla and Susan Shick. These people, they're friends. They know what they're doing. And good Lord, that forehead. That's crazy. That's cray-cray. Now this one here, I thought, I've held on to this one for a while. Susan loves to say that she doesn't ever like go after people, but I saw this when Susan Shick and I were Facebook friends, and I was like, oh my God, no she didn't. She really called out this woman, advising people to block her. Susan says, I have no clue who this person is. However, she's finding it necessary to go down through all of my posts. I mean, first of all, her posts were public. When I went, this was a long time, like a few years ago, I went back and I looked at what she was doing, and she just laughed, emoji reacted. And that's all it took for a legislative assistant to tell the community to block a woman? Come on, what are you doing? So, it's unfortunate. It really is. Very, very, very unfortunate that this is where we're at. This is what Susan's doing. I think this is just unbelievable, bad news, and I would urge her and Bill Wiley to do the right thing. Because what's going on right now is not... I mean, I don't want to sue people, but I will. I sure will. So let's see. Let's see if they continue to make big mistakes like this and then be held accountable for it, or if they do fix this and do the right thing. I guess we'll just have to wait and see.